Jungle.
A distinguished IAS officer has dedicated his life to Hyderabad Municipal Corporation. He introduced the Rupees 5 per meal scheme providing affordable.
Rani Rudramma Devi Garu, my friend and MLA Kutbalapur, Mr. Vivekanand Garu, Principal Srimati Padmavati Garu, ikkada vachesina all the parents and the children. Let me first wish you a very happy Republic Day. We feel very proud to be part of how this nation is developing. I was so happy to be here and watch the children perform so nicely, lovely dances, songs, everything, which was so professional. And as a bonus, I found that my friend Mr. Vivekanand is also here. I was just seeing the program which is there, all the children who are participating, and the way the parents are so involved and watching everything. It gives me immense pleasure. I am also amazed to see these institutions. I have passed by, but I have not come inside the campus. But the facilities are amazing. And I congratulate all of you for selecting this school or this group of schools for your wards. Very proud moment for me to see such kind of institution flourishing. I really am amazed that there are 70,000 students across the various institutions, the university, the schools, the colleges, all these, about 70,000. And these students are lucky to get a holistic and all-round development. I was just reading the comments of former Vice President of India, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu. He has written and he has told that Dr. Attaiah is a walking institution, a pioneer educationist. Really, when I heard the stories, when I see many people whom I know, like our previous Minister, Mr. KTR, many of the other people who have worked with us in IAS, I see many people who have acted in the movies, who are music directors, all of them coming from this great institution. We have heard and seen institutions which only produce people to become engineers or medical doctors. But where there is a holistic development, it is something I'm feeling proud. I have seen that many of them have become great industrialists, they have become leaders, they are now becoming ministers. In so many places, they are all there. And it is not happening for last 1 or 2 years or 1 or 2 decades. For 48 years, this legacy is continued, and I am very confident that this will continue. Mr. Vivekanand, he stole my story, so I cannot tell that anymore because he will get bored. But let me tell you that so many things are happening in the world, and today I find that is leading to lot of development, and we need to be very carefully handling our children. I will tell you certain 1 or 2 etc. So I worked in Anantapur district as district collector. You know, Anantapur district was the heavenly abode of Satya Sai Baba. So as a collector he used to call us, and also when some VVIP used to go, we also used to go there. There was a special seat meant for the collectors. And that was next to his, wherever the door opened, the first seat is to be the collector. So one day, when Satya Sai Baba came out, he addressed me and he will tell only, he will not take the name, he will say Bangaru. So Bangaru కొద్దిగా పని చేయాలి, అన్ని చోట ఫుడ్ అండ్ బట్టలు డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ చేయాలి. యూ నీడ్ టు డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ clothes for the people in certain areas. So I said fine, ఎట్లా చెప్పారు అట్లే చెప్పిస్తాం. But a thought came to my mind. The thought was that we have learned that it is better to make a person learn fishing and rather than giving them the fish. That thought came, and because the meeting is such, the darshan place is such that you cannot talk to anybody. And then Baba was told a story. And even when today I think about that story and that incident, I really feel goosebumps. He told a speech or sermon that one day Christ was going with David and other people in a boat. They saw that some people on the shores are giving fish to the poor people. David asked Christ, Swami, వీరికి ఫిష్ ఇవ్వడం బెటర్ లేకపోతే Christ told that for the hungry, a person who is suffering from hunger, food is important. A person who does not have adequate clothing is important. So both are important, but first take care of their immediate need. And that story, that incident always was in my mind. And there was an opportunity for me, and that opportunity we created, and we felt that there is a need to make something for the poor people in Hyderabad. Because I felt that many students who come from villages to study here, many people who come to do daily wages, they are suffering. Because even those days, in 2013, a meal was never less than 70 rupees, and that was not high quality. So I spoke to my then mayor, who is now an MLA, honorable MLA, and then we designed a scheme, and we said that we will provide meals at 5 rupees. The actual cost of the meal is not 5. Those days it was 20 rupees. Today, you know, every day in Hyderabad, 40,000 people at 150 locations eat their meals at 5 rupees. And it is something which is our payback to the society. The buildings in Hyderabad are not just built with steel, cement or sand. It is also built with sweat and the blood and the hard work of the labor. And it is our responsibility to do such things. So many such stories, and you see how an incident leads to a policy, and many people tried to stop it, but they could not. And I am happy that the whole scheme, even today, continues like that. Privileges, position, then only you can become something. I, for one, think that if you can ignite the inspiration in our students, they can do wonders. And even in very adverse circumstances, they will be able to do very well in their lives. Because many of these schools, one school I studied in Bihar, in a very remote place, which is notorious for gangs and all. The name of the school was VMHE, and that V English school. And English was only in the name. They never taught us in English, or even English was not taught properly. But we had the zeal, and as our honorable MLA said, we wanted, I was very clear that this is my goal and I will achieve it on that. And this is a wonderful, I will not take much time, but I would like to give certain, important points which was made both by Madam Rudrama Devigar and also our honorable MP. So today, raising and educating a child in this fast-paced world has become challenging, but it is also very enriching. Actually, we learn every day while we raise our child. Other thing I find that most parents at best an extracurricular activity, but they ignore or sometimes overlook what is known as the emotional intelligence. You gave very good education, you gave your child a very good degree, but will it be sufficient for him or her to face the challenges of the world is a big question. Based on my own experience and also being a student of psychology, even today I study psychology, I feel that there are certain things are which is very important. The first one is already you are doing here. I am very happy that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So yes, games are important, sports are important, quizzes are important, extracurricular activities are important, debates are important. Organizing this kind of function are very important. Intelligence then, it is ability to identify, understand and manage. And it has been proved study over study that emotional intelligence is responsible for 80% of the career success. And unfortunately, we don't pay enough attention to improve the emotional intelligence of our child. There is no cookbook. It is not that you do 1, 2, 3, 4 and this will happen. It is not like that. We have to really start working on it. So many studies have been conducted on what the parents did whose children are very good at emotional intelligence. And I will list some of them. The first came out, you will be surprised, is parents understand, the parents of those children who have high EQ, emotional intelligence, they believe in the power of silence. What is power of silence? Child is under stress or he is emotional, she is emotional. Don't try to preach. Just listen to her. And that really allows the child to come out of the feeling and also is able to start trusting the inner voice. What the voice tells, no, do this or don't do this. So this is something very important. Then there are other points which we would like to take up. The other point is they name the emotions quite early. They tell the child something that I am happy, I am frustrated. So this way you are helping the child to learn the emotions, what does it mean. Because you will find many times the child is crying or doing something, very upset, but does not know what is that emotion. So that becomes very important. So all the parents who made their children emotionally very intelligent, they followed the second principle as well, and that is that. The third principle is that all such parents whose children were have a strong emotional quotient or emotional intelligence, they apologize to the child. Say sorry to the child. No. Mistakes, because this conveys to the child that mistakes are part of life. And taking responsibility of something going wrong is very important. And this helps them to develop a sense of empathy and also how to repair a relationship. Most or something with parents, something happens. So are we in a position to repair that relationship which has become emotional? The next point, fourth point, is that they don't force please, thank you or sorry. Our Honorable MLA was also telling because and respect cannot be forced. Our children will also follow that. You cannot say that you don't see phone, I will see phone. And you can see phone. No. So if the parent tells anybody who helps her, or the father tells that, or says sorry if they have done any wrong or there has been some misunderstanding, that behavior is learned by the child. The fifth point is, such parents never dismiss even small worries of the children. They think that, oh, this is something very silly, why you are worried? This is very funny, don't talk about it. No. Every such parent who have a child who is emotionally intelligent actually address those issues. it makes the child realize that emotions are the self-worth, emotional safety and respect for their experience. Now the last 1 or 2 points. Such parents do not give solutions to the child's problem. Because it is very important that the children start taking their own decisions. So it is important to encourage the children to take decisions. And a dilemma or a question or a worry, it is important to ask them what can be done. This helps. There are various options. Which is better? Why it is better? Why it is not so good? And this helps the child to develop critical thinking, confidence, and independent mindset. The final point is already discussed, so I will not go. They need to be encouraged to get bored. Most of I go to any house, I see the child, small child also, they will put something on the phone and that fellow will be made to, he will be or she will be fed. That is not important. It is important to encourage the children to understand that life can also be like this and try to learn various ways by how we can self-regulate, how we can bring creativity and what other things can we do. So these are some of the points I thought maybe based on my experience, my reading and my background in psychology, we can do it. In the last, she suggested some of the parents who want to make their children actually get into the civil services. So civil services is something we aspire in our country, and if we prepare well, it is not so difficult. Yes, it is challenging. So what we can do? So one is that be clear on the concepts. So today you have an opportunity to read in the schools, study them well, because the entire questions and answers, particularly in prelims, etc., are based on physics, chemistry, geography, history, polity of the NCERT. Well, let your children study those books well. Second one is, be aware about your environment, which means maybe there is something elsewhere. And that becomes very important part of the general studies when they start preparing for the exam. The next one is, whatever you may know, but you should be able to express it well. So develop the skill of writing. And it does not happen in one day, one night. You have to learn to develop it. Then, even otherwise, develop a hobby, whatever it may be, because it helps you to grow. And finally, if you are serious, then also read more and more, because many of the students today I find that their span of attention has become so less. But if you want to crack a good exam, a competitive exam, you need to study them well. So I hope that you find some important, interesting points here. I would like to thank the entire management of the Vigyan schools to give me this opportunity to come and see you in large numbers, see the great performance by the children, and I would like to wish all the children, those who participated and those who are just watching, all the best in their career and their education. And I know that Vigyan will definitely make you a good and great human being. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thanks a lot.